Good morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to JSR. Let me switch over to our handy dandy overlay here. We've got iRacing today. We're going to be trying to learn the Nurburgring Nordschleife. This is a new thing that I've been really trying to master, is this track. Um, Hopefully this goes well. First off, I want to start by thanking everyone for 600 subs here. We're getting a little bit closer to 1,000 than I thought we'd ever make it with this channel, so I want to thank you guys a ton for all the support. Even though my upload schedule here has been so sporadic over the last few months, I just want to start off by saying I appreciate all of you, and welcome back to another stream. So we haven't streamed iRacing in quite a while. I'd actually taken a break from iRacing, kind of against my will. So I was trying to update this game on Steam, and I kept getting the content file locked error, which I get very common with this game. Almost every time iRacing drops an update, I have to find some sort of workaround to force the update to go through. I have to reinstall the game. So I've tried everything from uninstalling the game. I've tried everything, verifying the integrity of the game files, turning off the iRacing helper service on Task Manager, and this game just refused to function. So finally, after trying the Task Manager trick again, it finally updated. So here we are. So yeah, I got access to a couple more cars to try out since the last time we did an iRacing stream, which I'm going to go back and look. When was the last time that we did a iRacing stream? That was 2 months ago. It's been 2 months since the last time we did iRacing. We did some A-Spec. We did some GT7, I believe. Nope. It was Forza 4, not GT7. We just did A-Spec and GT7. A-Spec and Forza 4. I've been doing GT7 videos, which I haven't played the new update yet. I do want to say that. I don't intend on making any more like car showcases on the updates on GT7. I'm over them. Like, I don't know what Polyphony's doing. They don't care to listen to their fan base. No one asked for a Peugeot SUV. What we want is modern GT3 cars. We want cars, I don't know, like this Ferrari 296 that iRacing conveniently has access to that. Stuff like the 992 GT3R, stuff like the new Lexus race cars that are slightly updated from before. Like the fact that there are still GTE cars that predominantly race an online series in that game drive me up a wall. Anyway, we're going to be driving the Nordschleife today. I got a couple new cars as well. I kind of kept that to a minimum. We got the Audi R18, the Veloster TCR. That was just more just because one of my friends come over. They like to play iRacing, so I got this from my friend that owns a Veloster in real life. I also nabbed, what was another one? The 911, the 991 Cup car, and this old NASCAR. I don't have an interest in NASCAR, but I figured maybe it'll be fun at some point just to try it out for fun. So we got a pretty stacked garage. Not all these paints are accurate. I've been using trading paints, obviously, and some of these are not accurate. There's a lot of Red Bull liveries that are no longer Red Bull liveries. The R8, the Cadillac, this Indy car, and the Ferrari, just to name a few, I've changed. But anyway, we're going to head to the Nordschleife. We're just going to do the Nordschleife itself, not do the combined layout today. I've been doing already some practice on the GP Strek. The question is, what car do I want to drive first? I'm trying to stick to GT3 cars right now, just to kind of get a foothold in. I tried GT4 cars. My driving style tends to benefit higher downforce vehicles like GT3s and LMP2s in particular. I've been using Trophy AI, which I may get loaded up here in a moment as well, to take part in that. So we have an AI coach. I was hoping I could get a couple of my buddies on here as well to commentate with me and all that good stuff and just hang out. But one of them I know is working, so we are definitely on our own on this one. So I'm gonna get Trophy AI pulled up, but I'm also I struggle the most in the Audi. That was a car that has given me a ton of grief. The Ferrari tends to be one of my stronger GT3 outings. I think the other one would be the Porsche, probably a close second. I've already done a warm-up lap in the 296, and it's pretty alright driving car here. So let's do the R8 this time, and I am going to disable car damage for this. And then we're going to, just to make sure, reselect the R8. So, yeah, okay, we should be good. We got the Industriefarten layout of the Nordschleife. We're not doing the Torstenfarten setup. Where is Trophy AI at? We'll go ahead and open that up so we can analyze everything. That's updating. You guys can't see it, but it's updating on my screen here. And then we'll have our AI coach, and we'll see if we can get acclimatized to this track. This is one of the hardest tracks, and this is another one of those tracks that when I was a kid, I hated it just absurdly. I really hated the Nurburgring as a kid, and now I really like it. I have a lot of fun with it today, and you know, it's one of my favorite tracks to drive. But when I was a kid, man, I hated this track on so many levels. Okay, so I've got Trophy AI loaded up, ready to go. We're going to go ahead and boot the sim and get this up. So I hope everyone's been doing well. Like I said, I know it's been a while since I've done anything, but I do want to say I appreciate the support you guys have been giving anyway. The last two GT7 videos, which were just Nurburgring laps there, have gotten over 100 views, which is kind of a high for this channel. So I definitely want to thank you guys for that. I know I've been doing a lot of Nurburgring content. It's just a track that I'm really trying to learn, because, you know, this is kind of the pinnacle of sports car tracks. Other than Le Mans, if you want to call that the pinnacle, which, I mean, would be a fair assessment on its own. But this is like one of the hardest tracks in the world, and it is on my intention to eventually drive this track in real life, make a trip over to Europe with my soon-to-be wife to drive this track. So, yeah, that is the plan right now. All right, we got iRacing booted. It's probably going to fail tech because for some reason all my cars are failing tech here. I'm going to open the AI coach here in just a moment. Let's get that up. Where is the controls for this? Oh, there they are. Track acclimatization. We're going to check a reference lap. Okay, it seems that you guys aren't seeing anything. So there's that. Nope, there it is. Okay, you guys can see. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to select our reference lap. If you're unfamiliar with Trophy AI, it is a very handy AI tool to learn how to drive these tracks. I'm going to find a slower lap to pick from. We're going to go with this 8:03. That is a slower lap. The goal is for me to, you know, pick something that I might be more comparable to. So as far as setup, we're going to run one of their built-in setups. They have a ton of different ones. We're going to go with Ringmeister.
Hello there. I'm Mansell, your AI racing coach. I'll be guiding you through the Nurburgring Nordschleife today. As you make your way around the track, I'll be providing you with tips and advice on how to handle each corner, starting with the basics and building up to more detailed guidance based on your progress and telemetry data. Let's have a great session and enjoy the drive.
All right, you heard the man. Let's get out here. All right, so go ahead and fire the car up.
Give us a few clean laps to get our fuel numbers.
Okay, well, the game has decided it's not going to output audio through my headphones. I don't know why. It's outputting it through my speakers. I apologize for that. I did not expect that. There we go. Now we're in my headphones. Perfect. All right. Let me answer some quick texts and we're good to go. All right, let's get started, everyone. Finally. Been live for 14 minutes and we're just now getting on track. That is a bit wild. Pit limiter on. Into gear. And I've stalled the car. I stalled it again. I apparently suck at this. Golly. Oh my goodness. There's no way. It tried to stall and I dumped it. So this car I think is struggling with the most. One thing I'm going to do, because it is absurdly loud. I'm sure it's deafening for you guys. Let's turn that down a lot. There we go. Hopefully that's better. I'm sure that was deafening.
You're entering Hatzenbach Part 5, a left-hand corner.
And we've already spun it.
As you go through.
But thankfully,
from the
car
right
damage is
with
off.
a light brake lift as you navigate the turn. You're entering Hohechen Part 1, a tightening right-hand corner. Enter from the left with a medium brake, and be mindful of your exit as it narrows. Approaching Schwedenholz, a left-hand sweep. Enter from the right with a light brake lift, and stay alert for any elevation changes as you exit.
Yeah, I turned the car damage off just so that way I'd be able to function.
Now a forced part is a tightening left-hand corner. Enter from the right middle with a light to medium brake, and keep an eye on the exit, as it can easily catch you out if taken too quickly.
Good old YouTube corner. Hopefully that's not too loud still. You guys are able to hear me. If I need to, I'll turn it down even more.
Approaching Metzgesfeld Part 2.
Oh, I'm going way too hot through here. Yep.
Enter from the right using a hard brake and watch for the tight exit. Approaching Wehrsifen Part 2, it's a tightening left-hand corner. Enter from the left middle using a light brake lift.
Ooh,
watch for a tighter than expected exit.
Holy rotation. Okay, I was not ready for that.
Approaching Breitscheid Part 2, a tightening left-hand turn.
See, this is where my difficulty...
Enter from the right with a hard brake and be mindful of the tightening exit.
This is where my difficulty with iRacing is I, for some reason, have a really hard time with keeping these cars from snap oversteering across the board, whether it be GT cars, Formula cars, prototypes. I struggle. So I don't know what about this is so much harder than like LMU, where I'm actually rather comfortable with those physics now.
A tightening right-hand corner. Enter from the left using a hard brake and prepare for a sharp exit.
Or even more so GT7, where I'm extremely comfortable with those physics. Granted, I think that's just a difference in playtime. I mean, I have almost 1,000 hours in GT7, whereas I have less than 100 in iRacing, so I have less than a tenth of the playtime in this than I do iRacing, or GT7. So maybe if I had as much playtime in this as I did GT7, my acclimatization with the physics here would be a lot better.
Approaching Style Struggle, it's a tightening right-hand corner. Enter from the left with a hard brake and be ready for the tight exit.
Come on, car.
Approaching Caracciolo Caruso, a distinctive banked left-hand. Enter from the right with a medium brake and stay tight to the inside as the banking helps guide through.
Well, I just immediately shot out of the bank, so that was not a good line through the carousel.
Oct is up next. It's a right-hand corner. Enter from the left with a
Oh,
medium
the curbs here are
brake.
brutal.
Be prepared for the turn to tighten as you exit. Approaching the corner between Ripperman and Eschbach, which tightens to the right. Enter from the left with a medium brake and be ready for the tightening exit. Approaching Ice Curve Part 1, it's a tightening left corner. Enter from the right with a hard brake, as the exit can be tricky, so be cautious.
Alright, we're coming up on probably my least favorite corner on the Nurburgring.
Approaching Flansgarten on Part 1, it's a right-hand opening corner.
Right here.
Enter from the left with a hard brake to manage the turn effectively. Be cautious, as the exit opens up and demands precision.
I'm actually having a decent time with this car out here.
You're approaching Schwalbenschwanz Part 1, an opening right-hand corner. Enter from the left with a medium brake and maintain control through the turn as the exit gradually opens up.
So far, so good. I mean, we've had a couple mistakes, but...
It's a tightening right
Oh, shoot. I spoke too soon.
Medium brake and be cautious of the narrowing exit.
I'm glad car damage is off. That did kind of hurt my hands a little bit. I had my hands on the wheel when that happened. Alright, let's let her eat on the straight. So far, I actually like this car. I had good experiences with it in GT7 in its original Evo 1 format. Since this is the Evo 2 R8.
You're approaching Hohenrhein Chicane Part 2.
Most tracks I've driven, this car kicks my butt. But here, for some reason, it seems to be pretty okay. Maybe it's the setup. Alright, here we go. First time lap of the day. Let's make it count. Hopefully we'll get a decent lap out of this. One thing I've learned here is watch the curbs. This is not a track you can ride the curbs, which is something that I've made a really bad habit out of on most tracks I've driven. And I think that's where 90% of my struggle here.
A tightening left-hand corner. Enter from the right with a light brake lift and be cautious, as the exit requires precise steering.
Alright, that was good. We're coming up on plug flats next. This is the corner that I'm ironically really good at. It's ironic how I'm terrible at the carousel, but I'm actually like halfway decent at plug flats.
Fast left-hand corner.
This corner gets me though a lot.
Keep an eye on your gear. Fifth at the apex is optimal. Stay smooth for a clean exit.
So far, very good. This is a big improvement over last lap.
You're approaching Adenauer Forest Part 1, a tightening right-hand corner. Enter from the left middle with a medium brake to set your line. Watch your exit as it leads directly into another section.
It's a little slow, but not bad. Alright, last lap, I really cooked it right here. Let's remedy that.
Metzgesfeld Part 2, a tightening right-hand corner. Enter from the right with a hard brake, keeping control as you navigate. Be cautious on the exit, as it can catch you off guard if you're not lined up properly. siphon.
A lot of understeer there, but was able to bounce it back.
Enter from the left middle with just a light brake lift, setting up for a clean exit. Remember to be in first gear at the apex to ensure smooth acceleration out.
The exit was much less than ideal, and it really borked me there. Alright, one mistake. Let's not let that ruin the whole lot. Okay, this car is not happy with me right now, and I don't know why.
Prepare for burglar, a tightening right-hand corner. Enter from the left with a hard brake. Watch your braking pressure, as too much can wear your tires excessively. Keep control as you exit to maintain your momentum.
I always forget with this game, with this setup, it beats me up. Because on GT7 it only runs at 5 Newton meters. On iRacing I get the full 8 Newton meters that I bought this kit with. So it throws me around, it tries to knock my monitors over. It's brutal.
Coming up is a tightening right-hand corner.
I need a proper
Enter
sit
from
brake.
the left
That is...
with a firm but not overly aggressive brake.
Oh.
Keep an eye on your braking pressure to avoid excessive tire wear and ensure
Dang
you
it,
have a
that
smooth
curve
exit.
got me. Okay, this lap's kind of cooked, but hopefully it will be at least faster than that 802 or something. And never mind. Oh, I gotta Austin Powers this, hold on. Crap. It's like I'm stuck. Gosh dang it. Alright, that was not good. Dang, such a strong start, and then I go and cook
We're
it.
approaching Hoa Acht, a right-hand corner that requires precision. Enter from the left with a medium brake. Ensure you're in second gear at the apex to nail the acceleration out of the corner and maintain smooth exit control. We're coming up to the corner between Wipperman and Eschbach. It's a tightening right-hander, so approach from the left with a medium brake. Aim to be in second gear at the apex for optimal acceleration out of the corner.
I feel like second is too aggressive for the majority of these corners.
We're at Ice Curve Part 1, which is a tightening left-hand. Enter from the right and hit the hard brakes.
And it's introducing
Watch your
a
gear
lot of
selection.
oversteer.
Aim for second gear at the apex for a smoother exit.
See, following that is giving me a
Approaching
ton more
Fonsgarten
oversteer.
in Part 1, which features an opening right-hander. Enter from the left and hit the brakes hard. Keep in mind to control speed on the exit as it opens up.
Crap. That got me again. That right there seems to be one of my problem corners. I've hit the wall every time I've gone through that area, so I need to really work on that corner in
Approaching
particular.
Schwalbenschwanz Part 1, an opening right-hand turn. Enter from the left with a medium brake, and keep in mind to brake about 15 meters later than last time for a smoother run. On the exit, be cautious as the corner opens up.
Got another banked corner there.
Part 1, a tightening right.
I was really worried that was
Enter
going to be
from
the end of
left
me.
with a medium brake. Make sure to stay attentive as you should be in third gear at the apex to optimize acceleration.
Oh, a lot of understeer. Come on. There we go. There we go. That was good. That was a good exit there. All right, we're on the straight. I'm not paying attention. Don't text and drive, kids. Now, 20 incidents so far, not good, but I'd say we're not doing terrible.
approaching Hohenrhein Chicane Part 2, a tightening right-hand turn. Enter from the left with a medium brake. Watch for a slightly earlier exit to maintain a consistent line through to the finish.
Heck yeah, still beat the 802. 739 I don't think is terrible.
On that last run through T13, aim to be in first gear at the apex instead of second.
First? Oh. That's a terrible idea.
For Sabine Schmidt's
personally,
aim to be in first gear at the apex and delay throttle application slightly for improved traction and smoother speed.
Like, I'm trying to trust it, but it's
You're
just...
approaching Hohenrhein Part 1, a tightening right-hand turn. Enter from the left with a medium brake and aim to be in second gear at the apex for a smoother exit. Great job on Hatzenbach Part 7. Try to increase your apex speed by 30 kilometers per hour for better timing.
You say 40 kilometers? That's a big jump. Alright, we're on a steamer right now, boys. This is great. Let's see if I can keep it up. For some reason, the middle half of the track's my strongest, my weakest point.
Enter from the right and use a light brake lift for precise control. Watch your brake pressure to avoid overbrake. Aim for a gentle touch to maintain speed.
Oh man, my line was a little too wide there. Had to tighten up a little bit there.
For Arenberg, you braked a bit too hard. Aim to reduce peak pressure and increase your apex speed by 10 kilometers per hour next time. For Adenauer Force Part 1 just now, try to carry 30 kilometers per hour more through the apex next time to improve your speed. You're coming up to Metzgesfeld Part 2, a tightening right-hand corner. Approach it from the right and apply a hard brake. Stay focused as it narrows on exit. For Metzgesfeld Part 2 just now, improve by carrying 20 kilometers per hour more through the apex and fine-tuning the trail braking skills. You're approaching Wehrsifen Part 2, a tightening left-hand corner.
Alright, let's
Enter
not botch
from the
this
left
up.
Middle and be ready for a light brake.
One of the worst spins I had was right through here. Much
You're
better.
approaching Breitscheid Part 2, a tightening left-hand. Enter from the right and be prepared for a hard brake. Keep it smooth on exit to maintain stability. On your last Breitscheid Part 2, try not to turn in too early next time. Aim for about 5 meters later.
Guess I'm turning a little bit too early back there. Woo! Little twitch there. That was a little sketch. I think for the carousel this lap I'm going to stick to third just to get a little bit more stability through there.
Aim to be in third gear at the apex and accelerate more assertively as you exit to improve your speed and lap time. Style strip, tightening right-hand corner. Enter from the left and prepare for a hard brake. Watch your brake pressure. Try to be smoother for better control and tire management.
That was less than ideal there. Alright, into the carousel. I am going to brave it in second gear. Watch the throttle. There we go. That was excellent.
Work at Caraciola Carousel, but try to apply throttle more gradually to avoid abruptness and improve your trail braking for even better performance. Coming up on the corner between Ripperman and Eschbach, a tightening right hand. Enter from the left using medium braking and aim to be in second gear at the apex to maintain a smoother exit.
Oh, that was a little off there.
You're approaching Ice Curve Part 1, a tightening left-hand corner. Enter from the right side and prepare for a hard brake. Be cautious on exit as the corner tightens, keeping a steady gear selection through the apex.
There we go, my least favorite corner on the entire track. Gonna brake a little early. Got a lot of oversteer coming through there, but we stuck it.
In that last corner, Flansgarten I Part 1, you turned in 21 meters too early and can brake a bit harder to improve your time. You're coming up on Kleine Carousel, an opening left-hand corner. Enter from the right side with a medium brake and stay focused while exiting.
Oh, come on.
Transition to full throttle.
Dang it. Dude, that was doing so good.
You're approaching Galgenkopf Part 1, a tightening right-hand corner. Enter from the left side.
Wait a second, I thought car damage was off. Why did I just have a body panel fly?
Carefully on the exit to maintain speed on this tricky turn.
Dang, that really messed my vibe up because I was feeling real good there.
On Galgenkopf Part 1, aim to brake later and harder next time, as hitting the throttle 25 meters early is affecting your corner exit.
How are we almost out of fuel? I can't really tell what the fuel level on this thing is. I'm just going to try to finish this lap. And I guess I'll just pull off to the side and exit it.
You're approaching the Hohenrhein Chicane Part 2, a tightening right-hand chicane. Enter from the left with a medium brake and be cautious on exit to maintain your line through the curve. For Hohenrhein
709.
Chicane Part 2, work on turning in 10 meters later to perfect your line through this corner.
Alright, the game's acting like we're about out of fuel, so I'm going to pull off to the side. A 709, though, is really solid. I'll take that. So is car damage really off? Because, like, I mean, the car obviously looks perfectly fine, but when I spun out, it hit that wall with the back end of the car back here. Was that before that? I think that was before. Yep, there it is. Alright, so I'm coming through here, as you guys can see. Well, can I play this like a slow motion kind of thing? Am I able to like do that? I don't know. I don't think I can. But you guys can see I come through here. The carousel light corners seem to be really what's throwing me off here. You guys can see I'm gonna try to play it as slow as I can. So the front left lifts right here on entry, so maybe I need to be a little bit tighter on that entry going into that corner. And then it obviously upset the whole balance of the car and swung the whole rear end around. But my thing was with this tap right here where I put the car in reverse. I mean, you see damage. Oh, okay, so it is definitely off because the car just magically healed itself. Hold on, I think that would be kind of a cool, like, screenshot for Steam profile. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Alright. So the R8 was definitely a success. Am I able to end this session so that way we can close all this out. So yeah, so far so good. Let's I'm gonna try to see if I can change. Okay, so this is my whole monitor display now instead of all the other overlay stuff. So let's take a look at my best lap, which was the... Where is it? Was it not tracking that? I guess it wasn't tracking that. That's frustrating. Because this is where it would be. I swear I saw this lighting up during that whole adventure there. So, well then, I mean, a 709 is not terrible. I'm kind of irritated that I can't seem to find my actual lap times on that, because I wanted to actually compare and contrast them to the previous runs there. But all right, let's see what we want to drive next. So, like I said, I'm kind of trying to stick to GT3 machinery, but I do kind of want to take the TCR out as well, just because that's a car I haven't driven a whole lot. The R8 was surprisingly good. I'm very impressed with it. It drove absolutely fantastically. This is a car that usually I struggle with a lot on this game, so to see it being rather drivable out here felt pretty good. I'm like torn between going back to the Ferrari, which was what I originally tested this with, or going to the Porsche, which is kind of my preferred GT3 car. I do kind of want to add some other cars to this as well at some point. I think on my list of cars I definitely want to get soon, I want to try the BMW and the Mercedes. Is the Aston in the game? Like the current gen Aston Vantage race cars. So there's the old GT4, the pre-facelift. So I guess they haven't added the updated one yet. We have the M4 GT4 Evo, which is a solid car as well. I've driven a handful of these in other games, like the Audi and the Mercedes are both cars I've driven in Gran Turismo 7 before. The McLaren is one I haven't driven yet, and that's another one I kind of would like to acquire at some point. I have a decent bit of time in Huracan GT3s in other games as well, so that's not really a car I'm really interested in getting here. And we have some of these legacy cars, like the original R8s and the Z4, which I did not mean to click that just now. So my main targets in the future will be the BMW, the Merc. I'm disappointed to see the Lexus isn't in this game at all. Granted, Toyota representation in this game is extremely unfortunate. Like, there's not really a whole lot of Toyota representation. I mean, we got the stock car Brazil Corolla. And then I think shoot, what am I thinking? I know the GR10's not in this game. The GR86 is, though. I'm trying to think. My brain was just completely melting for a second there. So yeah, as for prototypes, I want to get the Cadillac and the Acura in particular. These are two, like the Cadillac I'm oddly fast with in LMU, so I'm curious to see how that would translate here. The Acura is a car I have never driven at any sim racing level, so that's a car I'm just interested in driving as a general rule. Yeah, the majority of what I would like to get in the future is going to be coming from this group right here. The Mustang might be kind of fun too to just mess with at some point, but the FR500S. I've driven the GT3 Mustang in LMU. It's not my favorite. It just feels understeery. Which my driving style has been progressively moving to an oversteer bias. I prefer as close to neutral as possible, but you know, my bias is starting to favor rotation more, which is how most racing drivers, you know, their driving style is. The Ford GT would be kind of fun as well. This is a car I've never driven in GT7, except maybe like once or twice for like time trial events, but I've never owned one and like had seat time in it. You guys all know my thing with the 919. I'm very familiar with that car, and GT7 in particular. I think for now, is this the RSR or is this the GT3R? Is the RSR in this game? There it is. I love this car. I love the RSR. Anyway, let's jump back over to the race tab. We're gonna go back out on the Nordschleife. Let's pick a different car to run. I really hate that this isn't enabled by default, this tag. Let's see if there were anybody else in here that would be willing to give me a punch on what car to drive next. I'm really torn here. I haven't driven the 911 in a very long time. That's been a car I actually haven't driven, I don't think, at all this year. I've been putting a lot of my time in the Ferrari and the Audi since I bought those recently. Let's try the 911 out, I guess. Go ahead and launch the sim. Alright, we're getting that loaded up. We'll be able to kick this off. Alright, so we got the AI thing already tripping for us here. So yeah, we're going to pick a reference lap. Once again, I'm going to kind of pick one of the slower laps. The only one right now that's showing from this current season is a 6:46. And considering my best so far is the 7:09 we just ran in the R8, I have no shot at matching that. So let's... Okay, this has to be a hack of some sort because it's saying that people have 2-minute lap times around here. So there's no shot. Let's pick a slow lap. The slowest lap right now is a 6:57, so still much faster than my best in the R8. But it's what we'll go with. So we need to adjust the car because it's failing tech as well. We'll do the same Ringmeister setup that I've been running with all the other cars.
Hello there. I'm Mansell, your AI racing coach, ready to guide you around the iconic Nurburgring Nordschleife. As we tackle each corner, I'll provide advice on the basics and gradually introduce more advanced tips. After completing your first lap, I'll check your telemetry data to optimize your performance further. Let's get started and have some fun on the track.
Alright, I'm going to see if I can open some of the other overlays. So that maybe it'll actually account for it. I'm going to move this over here. Get that out of the way. Alright. We should be good to go now. Let me pull my stream stuff back up. Make sure we're good on that front. Alright. Let's head back out there. So, we're in the GT3R this time with my Rexy livery that I love so much.
Give us a few clean laps to get our fuel numbers.
If you guys remember the GT World Series, and I did that a few months ago, this was the same livery I ran on my RSR. So, I have a soft spot for this livery. Let's see what we can do. All right, ignition. I love driving the Porsches. It's just, maybe it's just because I'm biased towards Porsche a lot, but that's just a car I really enjoy driving. All right. Pit limiter is on. Okay. Alright, straight into second gear. This outlap's definitely going to be slow. Nah, already in the wall. That's not a shocker. That was a big one too, goodness gracious. That was a hit. Tires are cold. I'm trying to...
We're approaching Hatzenbach Part 5, a tightening left turn.
Alright.
Enter
Definitely
from the
gonna
right
watch it.
and apply a light brake lift as you go through. We're entering Hohenheim Part 1, a tightening right. Approach from the left and apply medium braking. Be ready for a tight exit.
Tires are definitely cold. I need probably close to a lap to get these tires warmed up, so I'm just going to kind of figure out what this car is going to drive like, and we'll go from there. Probably need to brake a little bit there. Usually don't, but might be beneficial.
We're approaching Schwedenplatz, a left corner. Enter from the right with a light brake lift. Stay smooth
Oh, come on.
watch your exit,
Phew.
as it can be tricky.
It hated that. That lifted the rear so bad. That was scary.
Now you're approaching Adenauer Force Part 2, an opening left corner. Enter from the left middle with a medium brake as you pass through, and be mindful of the expanded exit as it opens up. Heading into Metzgersfeld Part 2, a tightening
Oh,
right
I was going way,
Enter from the right
way
with a hard
too
brake
fast through
and
there.
stay aware as you exit as it gets tighter.
I will say one thing that's nice with the Porsche is that it tends to be easier to catch when you mess up than the Audi. The Audi just tends to throw its weight around way too easy when you lose control. This, it seems to be a little bit more easier to catch, which I really appreciate.
Part 2, a tightening left corner.
Especially while I'm
Enter
still
from the
learning
left
these
middle
tracks.
with a light brake lift. Stay attentive as you exit because it can catch you off guard.
Yeah, it just did.
We're approaching Breitscheid Part 2.
Alright, let's see if I can nail this one. This one is a corner. It definitely
Be mindful of the exit as it narrows quickly.
said I've turned in too early at. I think I turned in too late there, but that may also just be the tire temperature just not being there yet with this thing.
Approaching Bergler, a tightening right corner. Enter from the left with a hard brake. Watch your exit as it narrows quickly.
Oh, that curb. The curbs. I definitely think having the car damage disabled is really helping me out with this, because I was getting so mad because I was tearing the car up on some of these like rookie errors that I make, especially on the outlaps for that, which would most certainly total the car out in most sessions.
Wheel damage. Looks like one of your wheels is out of alignment. You'll have less grip out
Here's
there.
itching. Just a second. There we go. This thing's got such a lightweight flywheel. Like, luckily, since car damage is off, all that doesn't matter. Alright.
Coming up on Style Strip, tightening right corner. Enter from the left and apply a hard brake. Watch your exit for immediate acceleration. You're approaching Carraciola Carossa, a famous banked left corner. Enter from the right and apply a medium brake. Be ready for the downhill exit, which can be tricky.
Alright. That was a pretty alright carousel.
You're approaching Hohe Acht, a right corner. Enter from the left and apply a medium brake. Watch out for the exit as it can test your grip. Approaching the corner between Ripperman and Eschbach, a tightening right turn. Enter from the left and apply a medium brake. Keep an eye on your exit. It can be tricky here.
I will say, I kind of like this more than the Audi because it's a little more stable feeling. Which, like I said, the Audi is rather unstable. I guess I spoke too soon, huh?
Pay attention to the exit, as it can be narrow.
I spoke too soon. Well, luckily this is just the out lap. We're just trying to get the tires warmed up and ready for an attack lap. Maybe next lap we'll go a bit smoother.
On part 1, an opening right corner. Approach from the left and be prepared for a hard brake. Ensure steady control as the exit widens unexpectedly.
It almost got me again. It almost got me again.
You're approaching Schwalbenschwanz Part 1, an opening right corner. Approach from the left and apply a medium brake. The exit opens, so keep it smooth for good acceleration.
Alright, let's see if we can remedy the mistake from last time out right here. That was much better.
Galgenkopf Part 1, a tightening right corner. Approach from the left and prepare for a medium brake. The exit requires precision, so stay focused as you come through.
That was solid. Okay, we're on the straight. Get this flat 6 screaming through here. I really can't wait for PSVR 2 support to get better with PC so that I can actually use this with my VR stuff.
Approaching Hohenrang Chicane Part 2.
Oh, that was scary.
Right
oh, that twitch.
Enter from the left and use a medium
Okay,
brake.
I did not like
Keep
that
an
rear
eye
end
on the
twitch
exit,
there.
as it demands smooth and precise control.
Alright, first time lap. Let's make it count. Hopefully we'll minimize a lot of the errors I made last time out and we'll be okay. I think no errors.
Right corner. Start from the left middle. You'll need a light brake lift. Focus on maintaining control through the apex for a clean exit.
I think no errors will be able to crack sub 7 minutes all day. No major spins like in the Audi. I think we definitely would have cracked sub 7 minutes with ease if I hadn't wrecked the Audi on that last lap. Golly, this thing is way more comfortable through flood flats. Look at that time difference. We're already bright green. Almost 8/10 so far.
You're approaching Schwedenkreuz, a left corner. Enter from the
I'll lift
right
a little
with a
bit
light
here.
brake.
I don't like
Make
that
sure
corner.
To be in 5th gear at the apex to maintain optimal speed through the corner.
Probably could have punched it a little bit earlier. This front half of the Nordschleife, this front third, I guess, is probably my strongest when it comes to this track.
You're approaching Adenauer Forst Part 1, a tightening right corner. Enter from the left middle with a medium brake application. Keep your eyes on the exit, as it can be tricky.
That was pretty solid. I'm pretty proud of that. Alright, I came in way too hot through here. Oh no! Gosh dang it.
Enter from the right side and prepare for a hard brake as you turn. Be mindful of the exit as it can be
Okay, I'm like
quite
against the
challenging.
wall. That sucks. That was going really well too. Maybe we're still okay. I spun out a few times in that lap. that out lap, so we'll see. Maybe we'll be able to bounce this back. That was a pretty bad incident, though.
We're coming to Wear Siphon Part 2, the tightening left corner. Enter from the left middle with a light brake lift. Be ready for a deceptive exit as it tightens more than it initially appears. Approaching Burglar, a tightening right corner. Enter from the left with a hard brake. Be cautious on the exit as it's easy to get off balance here.
Crap. Come on, out of the dirt.
You're heading into
I really botched my line there.
Right corner. Enter from the left with a hard brake and make sure not to exit too wide as it can unsettle your car.
Come on. Oh, that was sloppy.
You're approaching.
Alright, we're entering the part of the track that I am probably my weakest at, so I'm going to try to
be cautious with the exit, as
get
the car
good.
might understeer if you're too aggressive.
This car will punish me for messing up, so try my best to not mess up.
And Eshbach, a tightening right turn. Enter from the left with a medium brake. Mind your exit to maintain control and avoid drifting wide. You're approaching Ice Curve Part 1, a tightening left-hander. Enter from the right with a hard brake. For the apex, aim to be in third gear to maintain better control and acceleration on the exit. You're approaching Flansgarten I Part 1, a fast right-hander. Enter from the left with a hard brake. Aim to be in fourth gear at the apex for smoother acceleration through the exit.
Went a little wide there again. That corner seems to be the death of me in this section of the track.
You're approaching Schwalbenschwanz Part 1, an opening right-hander. Enter from the left with a medium brake. Last time you braked early here, try braking about 45 meters later this time. You're approaching Gaudenkopf Part 1, a tightening right-hander. Enter from the left with a medium brake and aim to be in fourth gear at the apex to maintain good speed through the exit.
Alright, this was better. I definitely don't think we cracked sub 7 minutes or anything. We'll see. Not feeling great about it. There's a lot of mistakes there. If I didn't have that nasty spin there, like going into that fast left-hander after what I call YouTube corner, probably would have been a sub 7 minute. I'm not holding out a whole lot of hope with this lap though. Probably like a 7-10 or something like that, 7:15.
You're approaching Hohenrhein Chicane Part 2, a tightening right-hander. Enter from the left with a medium brake, but ease off a bit earlier.
Yeah, we're going to be even slower than the R8 lap. Goodness.
Pressure. Focus on a smooth exit as you approach the
7:07. Okay, we beat the R8. Let's go out for one more time lap for this stream.
T13, try shifting down to first gear at the apex and delay throttle
See if we can
application
do a little bit better.
Optimize corner exit speed and efficiency. For Sabine Schmidt's curve, aim to apply throttle about 15 meters earlier. and try shifting down to first gear at the apex to gain more speed.
Oh, come on.
through the turn.
Not a good start.
You're heading into Hoheichen Part 1, a tightening right-hander. Approach from the left with a medium brake application. As you exit, watch your speed to stay stable and precise.
Alright, flex blast. Let's see what we can do here. This is always a corner I'm strong at, so. I'm gonna rely on the arrow of the car, and I botched it. Okay. So far I've been struggling more with the Porsche. It's ironic. It's usually the car I'm the strongest in, but maybe I'm just overdriving it because I'm trying really hard to get those really fast laps in.
Be ready for a tricky exit. Remain smooth to keep tire wear in check. On Schwedenplatz, brake less aggressively to manage tire wear. Aim for 5th gear at the apex and turn in 15 meters early. On Adenauer Force Part 1, a tricky tightening right hand.
Yep, okay, that's a lap right there. That is definitely
with a medium brake, and watch for potential understeer when you exit.
Dang it. Oh yeah, that's definitely it now. I can't even get the car straight again.
At Adenauer Force Part 1, aim to hit the apex in 3rd gear instead of 4th, and ease up on the brake pressure to avoid excessive tire wear. Adenauer Force Part 4, try shifting down to 1st gear at the apex to increase your speed by 5.
See, the rear end's just coming completely unglued no matter what I do now. I wrecked in the same spot as before. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason I cannot get this rear end under control this lap. So, we'll just... I hate to be like this, but I'm not going to bother finishing the lap if I physically... can't, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just wrap up this run for now, because I like I said, I'm not gonna bother if I can't even keep the rear tires gripping to do another push lap. Like, I really don't know what we're on there. I did what I was supposed to do. I guess that curb right there. Let's rewind it. Yeah, that's probably what did me in there. I hit that curb just too hard in my front left, which just upset the car. It's a cool shot, though. So yeah, I titled this stream Amateur Hour. We've definitely gone over an hour at this point. I want to see really fast if it's actually... It's still, for some reason, not counting my my laps. Even with all the telemetry stuff open. I don't know if it's just not counting them because I don't have car damage on or something. If anyone knows Trophy AI and knows why it wouldn't be, you know, accounting for my laps, let me know, because this is definitely not ideal. But a 707 does put us behind that lap by a good bit. So I don't really know... You know, I mean, obviously, improvements would just be not to crash the car. If I could just, you know, get the cornering under control, it'd be fine. But so far with this run, that did not appear to be the case. But that first lap was pretty solid. I was pretty proud of that lap. The car felt good. I mean, it just seemed like once I spun it on lap 2, that those rear tires were just cooked. I guess they were just too hot, and I was just struggling for grip. And then that curb kind of did me in. I wonder if that's what I did on lap 1. Maybe we'll get to that point. But I think I am going to wrap the stream up for now. I'm going to go eat some lunch. I've got stuff to do this afternoon, so figured I'd jump on here for a quick stream and try to just do something fun with you guys. Probably do more streams kind of like this, kind of getting acclimated to some of these tracks, especially the Nurburgring. Thank you guys for the ride, and hopefully I was able to improve a good bit for you guys, especially in the Audi. I felt really confident in the the R8. So maybe some more time in the Porsche would be good for me. Maybe some time in the Ferrari will be good for me. And maybe at some point we'll take a prototype out here or something like that for fun. So Yeah, see, that probably right there is probably what broke this into a sub 7 minute. From lap 1. It's a good looking car though. I hate that corner with a passion. That left her over the hill right before the I don't really know what the name of that corner is, wherever the Yokohama sign is. Cannot stand that little bit of a jump. I'm just gonna watch it until I hit that corner that I spawn on. Well, I guess I spawned on that one too. Was this not my Oh, this is lap 2. Why am I seeing lap 2 stuff? We'll just fast forward this. I want to see what went wrong where I spun it. Because this was a great lap. Lap 1 was fantastic. Up until right around here. And then I cooked it, and that was it for me. It would have been, I probably would have been a 650 something if I didn't bin it right here. I'm really frustrated it's not pulling my times on Trophy AI though, because I would like to get some comparisons. So this time, this was lap 1 where I spun the first time. I wish I could play it slow, but I can't for some reason. Oh, there's our frame jump button. So yeah, the rear end just came unglued on lap 1. I don't really know why, but it did, and that's what sent me out on lap 1 in that corner. And then I was trying really hard to try to spin the car around to get it back on track so I could minimize the lost time, but I was just pretty much turning it into the wall. No, that hurt my soul a little bit. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.